Mud Hens really do exist, and the AAA ball team up there. And Tony Paco's, which is what Klinger always talked about, that restaurant really does exist too. So if you ever get up in that area, you gotta go to Tony Paco's. Moved to Florida in 2001 and have since been with Kwixar for 8 years. I am not the owner. The owners are now retired, so I run the business, and people are often surprised. They're like, "You're not the owner?" Because the way I tend to handle the business, and because I really deeply care about it. The owners are fabulous people, but also, that's just kind of the person that I am. I'm going to invest myself 100% in it. I've been married 22 years and have a 14-year-old son who's awesome. Made me breakfast this morning for Valentine's Day. So, and you guys have seen me before where I roll all my wares out and tell you about what's kind of hot for promotional products. But this time I wanted to talk a little bit different about how you set up a promotional products campaign and how you get the best ROI for that campaign. Because really it's advertising. Promotional products are advertising, flat out. Now you usually get more impressions for the dollars spent when you do promotional products than you do on a radio ad, a TV ad, a print ad, because once you see it or hear it, it's gone. Promotional product is there to stay, hopefully, on someone's desk, a bag they carry with them. So just going to go through a couple questions just to kind of get you thinking if you plan to do anything in the future. Part of this is the job of the promotional products consultant if you're working with one, but you can do these things on your own too. So to start with, and people tend to get ahead of themselves because they find a cool product that they want to give away, but you really need to start with what's your goal? What do you really hope to accomplish? Do you want to just get more sales, more leads, more calls? Is it just a community awareness or brand awareness promotion or campaign that you want to do? Or is it a thank you to your current customers with the hope of future business? Because all of those take on a different, the campaign look differently because some of them are very inexpensive items, some are more expensive items as a thank you gift. You don't want to give a good customer just a cheap pen. That isn't the appropriate thing to do as a thank you campaign. When you get going on, once you've got your goal, is who is it that you're really hoping to reach with this campaign? Who's your target market? It may not be your typical target market because you're actually maybe going after something different with this particular campaign. So if you know that it's you're looking at moms who tend to be very environmentally friendly, or you're just doing a community event, and so you just want to get your name out there, or you got a new product, so you want to talk about a new product. But you need to know who it is you're targeting with the campaign. And then you got to think about, does the product work well with your business? Whatever you think you want to use for your promotion, for your promotional product, does it work well? One of the things that's hot, a lot of people give away are water bottles. Well, it wouldn't make sense for Julie to give away plastic water bottles. It goes against everything that she talks about. But for an insurance agent that their client is adding a brand new driver to a policy, for them to give a reflection band that goes around the rearview mirror that says don't text and drive, not only for new drivers but for all drivers, that says not only thank you to them, but also I care about you, I care about the safety of your family. And then if you're a banker or a financial advisor, and you care about your clients' finances and the safety, an RFID sleeve for their credit cards to make sure that they aren't compromised. Those speak to what you do and about your business rather than going just because it's a cool product, which we can all get caught up in because there's a lot of cool stuff out there. I see it all the time, but it may not be the best thing for your business and who you hope to reach. And then should you have a call to action, or what should your call to action be? If it's a community awareness event, your call to action is really just, I hope people remember me. But you may want to have somebody like a page, retweet this, use a hashtag, call for a free consultation, and then perhaps that's when the promotional product is given, is after they take that call to action. So it's kind of a two-part campaign. You've got to get them to act, and then they receive the promotional product. Then you need to think about the budget. I know everybody thought that should be way up at the top, but really you need to know who it is you're going to reach, how you want to reach them, and what you want to reach them with before you can really put together a budget. Because maybe you just plan to do fewer products or more products based on what you determine your budget will allow once you know what that product is. And then who's going to design the message for that particular promotional product? There's a lot of resources out there that you can use. But one of the most important things that you need to think about is the imprint area. If you have a message, enough of a message you want to give, a pen doesn't give you a whole lot of room for a message. But something like that has an imprint area of this size gives you a lot more room. And I just beg you, absolutely beg everyone to think about when you're doing this, please put contact information on everything you do. You wouldn't give out a business card that didn't have a phone number or an email, right? So don't print a flyer, don't print a brochure, don't print a promotional product that doesn't have a way to contact you. Because you know what, unless you're Coke or Tide, people don't know how to find you without that information. So please, 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 please always have some way to get a hold of you. And then deadlines. You guys have heard me talk about the fact that these things can't happen overnight. Because not only does the design take time to get a good design to put on whatever product you're using, but also then there's production time and there's other things associated in order to get it to you. So you need to think ahead and be prepared for those opportunities should they arise suddenly by having a few things available that you can use. Then where do you go to find these? Obviously, you can go to Promotional Products Consultant. But there's online sources too, and there's nothing wrong with that for some particular products. The one thing to think about with online sources is, now what happens if something goes wrong? We all want to think we're perfect, but things go wrong. They just do. Things go wrong for me. In fact, we had done a coaster for Beers and Gordon, a little coaster, and shortly after use, the imprint started coming off. Well, I got on the phone with the manufacturer and said, this is what's happening. So one call to me from my client to a call to the manufacturer, and they're replaced. They found out they missed a step at the very end. They didn't put the final sealant on, and that's why it was coming off. Now, would an online vendor do that? Probably. They would take care of it, but it's probably going to involve a few more phone calls, a few more emails, and maybe a few more headaches on your part. One of the things that we are is we're part of several industry associations, which put us in direct contact with those manufacturers. So we have a relationship with them, and they don't want to lose the respect of the people sending them business, obviously. So they tend to take our concerns very seriously. I had another client that we did a charger cable for, much like this, and after they gave out 350 of them, all of a sudden, one person they gave it to said that it damaged their phone. They said their phone caught on fire. Well, guess what? I called the manufacturer of this and said, whoa, what happened here? And they actually replaced the phone for that person. The other 349 people, nobody had any problems. So it was probably the original power source or the phone that was already damaged. But that manufacturer stood behind their product saying, we know it's not our product, but they don't know it wasn't the cord that caused the problem. And so they spent $600 and replaced that person's cell phone. So that's the kind of relationships that you can get by working with a promotional products consultant. So I will open it up to questions. Anybody has anything they want to know? What's hot, what's not?
How do you get your contact info on that?
You don't. On that, it actually goes on this.
Oh, okay.
It's a little package that it stays in so that you can throw that in your car. It's a charging noodle, so it's got an Apple, a micro SD, and a regular Android plug on there. Darcy?
Do you do imprints on products that are brought to you? And say you don't have those products, but I want something initial.
Like you kind of buy off the shelf, and you want to logo it. You want to put your information on there. Excuse me. We don't really have a way to imprint those in-house, but something you can do, what we've done for a lot of people, is custom labeling or vinyl decals. We did for John. They had got some Yeti-like cups, and we did some vinyl decals with his logo and could put those right on the Yeti or Yeti style cup. So there's options. All right. A good lead for us right now, some of the people that we're really looking for is that person who